This is Stomp Knee, a combo/finisher known for its simplicity, but also for its efficiency. You see a Falcon hit a stomp at 70%, and you already know what's going to come after. This combo is synonymous with Captain Falcon and his development as a character, and it's for good reason, because Falcon's down air is one of the best moves in the game, and arguably the best meteor in the game. Despite its hitbox coming out at frame 16, it's a huge hitbox that's active for 5 frames that can only end in a positive result for Falcon if the move were to hit. For example, you can hit your opponent while they're in the air and immediately ground them, and if they're at lower mid percents, this stomp could even force a tech chase situation. Or you could just hit them while they're grounded and either straight up kill them with a knee, or just get a huge combo that leads into a kill anyway. So Stomp is just absolutely broken. Falcon's down air is also super good on platforms because of its hitbox being able to extend way below the platform. Ledge cancels also further promote the use of Stomp on platforms because you don't have to L cancel it anymore, getting rid of one of its main weaknesses, its long landing lag. Stomp's large hitbox and insane amount of hit stun is what makes it such a large threat of a move. Seriously, the hit stun on Stomp is so comedic that Falcon could just straight up miss an input and still have time to just hit you with a knee and just kill you. The hit stun on Stomp is so much that you can true combo into a Falcon punch. Stomp is a great move for enabling Falcon to pretty much follow up with whatever move he wants and show off how creative he can be with his punish game. Which is why some spectators and some players may say that hitting a Stomp into a knee is pretty lame, and it's pretty boring to watch, and it sucks to deal with.
Nice combo. My fucking mom can hit that. My mom plays Falcon, bruh. I swear my mom's hit me with that before, bro. That shit is so stupid.
But there was that one Falcon main who just begged to differ.
I don't know what it is, but I created it, so... It's not supposed to be cool, man.
With a whole bunch of Melee players referring to Stomp Knee as a lame combo, Falcon player and streamer Squid the Cat wanted to make a showcase of some of the most ridiculous Stomp Knees that was possible due to the immense hit stun of Stomp. So on November 26, 2020, Squid the Cat released his first 100 ways to Stomp Knee. This video really showed off Squid the Cat's technical proficiency with Falcon. Just look at the way this guy moves around, he flows like water. Who could forget such classic Stomp Knee setups such as the reverse triple Jackson, the pivot single dash reverse Jackson, the Bab Chef Jr., the Randy Kick Skachowski, the get there no matter what, and my personal favorite, there is no reason for this to be possible. Because there really is no reason for this to be possible. His first 100 ways to Stomp Knee video was a great way for him to show the world his creativity with Falcon punishes. I mean, just look at this one. They're made even more impressive by the fact that he does not task these Stomp Knees, and instead he grinds them out manually on his streams. His commitment, his creative punish game, and his ability to make funny and catchy names for his ridiculous Stomp Knee combos made the video kinda blow up. And it also made him stand out in the community and definitely helped him gain a way larger following on Twitch. Since then, Squid the Cat has uploaded 4 more 100 ways to Stomp Knee video, with the most recent one coming out 3 months ago at the time of making this video. The Stomp Knees have only gotten more extreme and silly as time goes on. You can still catch him occasionally testing out these ridiculous Stomp Knee setups on his stream, and I suggest watching all 500 ways to Stomp Knee that are currently out, and prepare for maybe the next 100 ways to come out soon in the future. One of the keys to getting good at Melee is mastering your movement in all different kinds of situations. Not all character movement options are made equal in this game. Falcon is the fastest character in the game, with one of the longest initial dash animations, making his dash dance one of the most versatile dash dances in the game. Falcon's movement options are fantastic, but he does have one underutilized movement option that has some pretty interesting properties that I would like to discuss. Raptor Boost is Captain Falcon's side B. It's considered a risky burst movement option, in other words, a movement option that moves you a set distance in some direction with a hitbox, but potentially has a lot of end lag if the move misses or does not connect cleanly. Raptor Boost, along with Ganon's version, Gerudo Dragon, are unique moves in the sense that they are the only attacks in the game that have these weird looking gray hitboxes. These are inert hitboxes. Inert hitboxes work a little different from normal hitboxes. Instead of being an active attack that does damage and knockback, an inert hitbox helps determine what happens to the attack animation when the hitbox is interacted with. To make it a little more crystal clear, let's put it this way. Captain Falcon starts a side B and begins to move forward, causing the inert hitboxes to come out. When an opponent's hurtbox becomes detected by the inert hitbox at any point that it is active, the inert hitbox will force Falcon to do an uppercut and the attack is done. If the inert hitboxes do not detect any hurtbox during all of its active frames, the attack will do a different animation where Captain Falcon falls on the ground with no hitbox and he needs time to get up. Inert hitboxes also have another secret property with how it reacts with other objects that isn't just another player. For example, how do inert hitboxes interact with the ledge? Well, anyone who has any sort of experience with Melee knows exactly how they interact with the ledge, but there is something else that Raptor Boost can interact with that not every player may immediately think. Raptor Boost's inert hitboxes have a unique interaction with walls. When the inert hitboxes come into contact with a wall, the Raptor Boost animation is cancelled entirely. No uppercut, no fall. Just take a look at the list of legal stages real quick. Which one of these even has a wall that you can interact with? Out of these handful of stages in the current meta, the only stage that has a wall that Raptor Boost can interact with is Yoshi's Story. In fact, Squid the Cat showed this exact Raptor Boost wall interaction in his first 100 Ways to Stomp Knee video. But that is just the current meta. For this discussion, I would like to go back a little further. Back to Unfrozen Pokemon Stadium. So Pokemon Stadium has a bit of a history to it. These handful of maps have been the only maps that can be chosen in competitive play, and for a long time, Pokemon Stadium was the only counterpick stage in the game, mainly because of its hectic transformations making for some of the wackiest melee moments that you have ever seen. Pokemon Stadium transformations became so wacky to players that certain local tournament communities started to include a Frozen Stadium Gecko code, with one of the first major tournament series implementing this rule set being the Nebulous Tournament series, which has since been replaced by the Nightclub. However, this early Frozen Pokemon Stadium rule set still had Stadium as a counterpick, despite it being another platform stage where chain grabbing is not necessarily a primary punish strategy. But over time, the community as a whole decided to keep Pokemon Stadium frozen and make it a starter stage, while making the counterpick stage Final Destination, and that is how we have the current stage ban list. Yo, what's up? It's Editor Juice Man. I do want to point out that I misunderstood a certain part of the Pokemon Stadium legality after recording all the audio for this video. As a result of Nintendo's weird relationship with Melee as well as the legality of UCF and Frozen Stadium Gecko codes, it's almost impossible to know ahead of time whether Pokemon Stadium will be frozen or not, and that's kind of a heated conversation that should be saved for another video on its own, but just know that Frozen Stadium is no longer a set standard in major tournaments, and some majors have Frozen Stadium and others do not. Well, that's all. Just take it back, Juice Man. But why go over all that Pokemon Stadium history when the original topic is Raptor Boost? Well, the unfrozen Pokemon Stadium has walls for Raptor Boost to interact with. Obviously, Raptor Boost can interact with the walls created by certain transformations, like the tree on the fire transformation and the mountain on the rock transformation, along with its scaffolding. At the time this video is being made, Off-Season 2 is going on, a tournament with a $25,000 prize pool and a wacky stage list, including Mute City, Corneria, and of course Unfrozen Pokemon Stadium. In this tournament, Salt has displayed Raptor Boost cancels off the walls made by the tree on fire transformation in her set against Mango. Outside of those obvious walls though, there is one very interesting spot on Pokemon Stadium that is considered a wall. It can once again be found on the rock transformation, and that spot is the ledge. God, this game has no rules at all. Yeah, your Captain Falcon instincts may prevent you from doing Raptor Boost at the ledge for obvious reasons, but this right ledge during the rock transformation can actually cancel your Raptor Boost animation and leave you actionable. This happens because when the stage changes to the rock transformation, the ground level becomes lower than normal, while the height of the ledge lip remains unchanged. Since the lips have these little walls that can be interacted with if you were to theoretically do a grounded Raptor Boost at a certain ground level, it will cancel the animation, which is exactly what's happening here. The ground level is low enough for the inert hitboxes to interact with the lip, instantly ending the animation. That's also why the Raptor Boost on the water transformation does not cancel. It is tall enough to be a wall that hinders Falcon's movement, but it is not tall enough to interact with the inert hitboxes of Raptor Boost. Back when transformations were a staple part of the metagame, this particular ledge cancel was used as a tool for Captain Falcon players to fly off the stage at high speed to get a cool edge guard or whatever, but that's not really the coolest part of this cancel. The coolest part is all the potential mix-ups Falcon has access to by going for this Raptor Boost while their opponent is on the ledge. Since the animation is automatically cancelled, this Raptor Boost can be used to bait out a certain reaction from your opponent at the ledge, and since it leaves you actionable, you can pretty much do whatever you want. You can jab, shield then grab to avoid a get-up attack or an aerial from the ledge, you can fade back aerial to catch a roll onto the stage or predict a ledge dash, wave dash back to prevent yourself from danger. There's just so many options that open up when you do this. I don't know. I miss small stuff like this being available to us as a result of Pokemon Stadium's wackiness, and that's why I'm a big advocate for Unfrozen Stadium. Sick stuff like this is the exact reason why we need to #FreeStadium. I would like to ask you a very important question. Who is your main, and what is their best color palette? I'm sure a lot of Peach mains would look at me with disgust when I tell them that I use the Daisy palette, but that's fine. That's just an opinion. They'll probably just not talk to me or report me to a TO or jump me when the tournament ends. But when I, a ginormous-brained Green Falcon, comes into contact with a newbie Blue Falcon, and the Blue Falcon says Green Falcon is the worst, they are dead wrong. You may have heard this before. Green Falcon is the optimal Falcon. This is actually a true statement. But why? This is Captain Falcon.
Show me your moves.
And this is Captain Falcon's ECB, or Environmental Collision Box. As you can see, your character's ECB is a separate entity from your character's hurt box, and it's represented with this little diamond towards the center of your character. This diamond is used to determine how your character interacts with the environment. As you can see, when the very bottom of your ECB comes into contact with the ground, your character simply just stands. When you walk towards a wall, your ECB prevents you from clipping through a wall by pushing the character back to the point where the ECB and the wall meet. ECBs and your character's color palette actually have a correlation with one another. For example, here are 4 Captain Falcon colors. You may not be able to tell with the naked eye, but all of these Falcons have ECBs of varying widths. Here's a list of the difference in ECB sizes by color. I got this information from Magus420 on Smashboards, where he labeled these values on the list as dirt meters, which totally didn't make me spend a good 10 minutes trying to Google what a dirt meter was. Nice troll, Magus, nice troll. But after getting in contact with him, I was able to clarify that the ECBs were measured in pixels from left to right using a particular frame of Falcon's idle animation. Shoutouts to Magus, by the way, because back in the day he was providing us a ton of knowledge to Smashboards, and he did help me a lot with the clarifying of this section of the video, so thank you, Magus. Keep in mind that we are talking about the ECBs of Captain Falcon and not the hurt box. So green Captain Falcon's hurt box doesn't get any bigger than vanilla Falcon's hurt box, it's just the ECB. What this ECB discrepancy can potentially do is change your tech window to occur 1 frame earlier than normal Falcon in very niche situations, but this kind of discrepancy is mostly undetectable in the heat of battle. All in all though, these ECB discrepancies normally make no real difference in most competitive melee situations. If anything, all it does is make it technically a little easier to hit a tech in certain situations because your ECB is literally bigger. But at the same time, having a bigger ECB is also balanced out because it could also leave you in certain situations where your tech window is shrunk by 1 frame compared to smaller ECB Falcon models, but this difference is also so minute that no player will ever even notice it. So if you're a player who picks green Falcon because his ECB discrepancy makes it easier to tech, yeah dude, you're on copium. But it doesn't change the fact that this difference between Falcon color actually exists. Maybe in the future at Big House 72, we'll see 2 Falcon mains play rock, paper, scissors to see who picks green Falcon before the start of Grand Finals.
Johnny does 1 round. And Johnny takes it! And Johnny takes it again! Wow. Johnny kicks it! Through winner's bracket, Johnny Kim! Undefeated. Easy $1,000. Holy...
We all have that one move that we just never get tired of seeing. Some people have fun with Dancing Blade, others go off with Cheek's Chain. Falcon mains do that one thing where they go for like 3 F smashes in a row because it just feels right, man. One move that I can't get enough of personally is Captain Falcon's dash attack. Dash attack is one of those moves that you don't typically see high-level Captain Falcon players going for, at least on purpose. It's not a slow move by any means, but its long end lag makes it a horrible neutral option, especially considering that the knockback is incredibly underwhelming. Out of all the shoulder tackle dash attacks in the game, Captain Falcon's is easily the worst. At least Samus's tackle complements the rest of her kit very well, and has the ability to start combos and kill, and Ganon could also combo off of his dash attack at mid% and even invalidate crouch cancel.
Nice.
Falcon's shoulder tackle is just very weak. There's not enough hit stun to properly follow up after it, and its knockback is too weak to even be used as a kill move, unless your opponent just has the worst DI known to man. This is the kind of move that Captain Falcon players want to avoid doing because it's heavily punishable and has no real benefit after landing the attack. There is one interesting property of Captain Falcon's dash attack, and don't worry, this one is actually applicable. Falcon's dash attack can be a little goofy on the ledge. When you dash attack to the ledge and hold nothing, as expected, you just kinda stand there. If you hold forward after dash attacking, you just walk off. I mean, what did you think was gonna happen, bro? You would think that holding back while in the dash animation will cause you to turn around and walk the other way like other normal outcomes, but this is Melee, and we know its rules don't exist and don't matter. Nothing matters. Holding back while dash attacking at the ledge will cause Falcon to become airborne. This actually happens to a good amount of the dash attacks in this game. It's just that it's really not good when it happens to a majority of the characters because it will just leave them in a disadvantaged state. There are only 3 characters that you could get much use out of this dash attack setup. We mainly see this setup used by Yoshi players as a way to cover the opponent's recovery with dash attack and then safely be able to double jump to grab the ledge with Yoshi's super armor. Dr. Mario can also make use of this, but it works a little differently. Holding back while dash attacking with Doc at the ledge does not result in you being airborne like Falcon, but there is a 2-frame window right at the end of your dash attack that will actually turn Doc around and leave him airborne. This is a Doc-specific tech called Lemon Drop, and it can be used to grab the ledge or to sneak out a bear at the ledge for some creative coverage. If you're an absolute god, you could do a lemon drop into an up B cancel to immediately grab the ledge with the up B hitbox coming out. Somebody please lab that and tell me if that's possible, because oh my god, that sounds sick as fuck. The last character to benefit from this dash attack setup is Captain Falcon. It can be used as a move to cover the ledge if somebody misses their sweet spot on their recovery, similar to how Yoshi uses his dash attack. But Falcon being in the air gives him an opportunity to immediately do a wall jump. Now this setup isn't really very good for getting a combo, because most of the time you can't really true combo off of dash attack on the ledge, even if you are cancelling it with wall jump. But this does open up a lot of cool options for Falcon to use. Like, instead of using this just as a way to go off stage and immediately kill your opponent, you can use it to fake out somebody and bait out a certain kind of recovery option so that you could punish their on-stage recovery. Yeah, it's a little niche, and it's definitely a lot poorer of an option against a character like Jigglypuff or something, but this technique holds a special place in my heart. It is personally one of my favorite options to play around with while I'm goofing off with this character. There's nothing much to say here, other than Captain Falcon's dash attack. It's pretty damn cool.
So yeah, that's been why I've found it successful. Wow! Gentleman Knee, so hard to make happen.
Big heavy guy.
Yeah, that's huge.
And the reverse gentleman.
The gentleman. The gentleman refers to when Captain Falcon does a triple jab without the rapid jab coming out. This makes triple jab a fast and super strong grounded option that could lead to tech chases and can combo into kill moves like Knee. But why is Captain Falcon's triple jab referred to as the gentleman? There are other characters that have triple jabs that serve a way similar function as Captain Falcon's. So how come Captain Falcon's triple jab is given the moniker of gentleman? Well, it's because Captain Falcon's triple jab has its own unique properties. The primary thing that makes Captain Falcon's jab unique is that it is a triple hit that leads into a rapid jab animation, instead of being just a triple hit or being a third jab that straight up starts a rapid jab animation. There are two other characters in the game that have triple jabs and rapid jabs separately, and that is Link and Young Link. But the key difference between those characters' triple jabs is that you just press A 3 times and you get the triple jab out. It's not that simple with Captain Falcon. This means that there has to be some sort of value that the game tracks to determine whether Captain Falcon's rapid jab will be cancelled or not. Why else will Link and Young Link's triple jab not immediately lead into a rapid jab like Captain Falcon's? So we're going to talk about that value real quick. But in order to talk about that value properly, we need to talk about half A button presses. You may think this is a meme, but it's not. We are once again shitting on TJ Henry Yoshi's take of an A press is still an A press. You can't say it's only a half. TJ, you ignorant slut. A button presses consist of a press and a release of a button. Melee keeps track of not only the buttons that you press, but how long the buttons are being held for and when the button has been released. This is what allows for mechanics like short hops and charging smash attacks to be possible. Now that we know that the game tracks when you press and let go of a button as well as how long you are holding that button for, what exactly does that information have to do with Captain Falcon's gentleman? Well, the developers decided to program Captain Falcon's jab like this, and buckle up because this is a bit of a ride. Melee counts the number of A presses and A releases from the moment that you press A to start Captain Falcon's first jab in the sequence. When the number of A presses and A releases done from jab 1 to jab 3 is equal to 5, Captain Falcon is programmed to do the third jab hit and follow up with a rapid jab every time. This means that in order for a gentleman to occur, the game must detect that the sum of A presses and A releases is equal to either 3 or 4, with 1 or 2 not being possible since there are 3 jabs minimum, obviously. But how in the world are we supposed to get the game to recognize less than 5 A presses and A releases when I need to press the A button 3 times, guaranteeing at least 2 releases? The answer is hit lag. When a Captain Falcon player hits an opponent with jab, Captain Falcon goes through 2 frames of hit lag upon connecting the jab. If the Captain Falcon player were to release the A button during one of these frames of hit lag, the game for some reason does not keep track of that release. So Captain Falcon can jab and release A during the hit lag of the jab, and the game will only count that as one A press and release. This one saved press and release is enough to make the third hit come out, but enough to stop the rapid jab animation from coming out as well. One saved press / release can allow Captain Falcon to perform a gentleman even if he doesn't hit the opponent with the second or third jab, as long as they press and release the A button frame perfectly. So if you're a melee connoisseur, or you were just paying attention to the clips that I put in earlier, you may notice that doing a gentleman is possible without hitting the opponent to cause hit lag. The second answer to doing gentleman every time is letting go of the A button during your IASA frames. This stands for interrupt as soon as, which means that you could cancel your attack animation starting at this frame. For jab, it's these frames listed here. When you release the A button on these exact IASA frames, the game does not register your release. Now that you know the in-depth mechanics of gentleman, I better not catch you missing one. I'm just kidding. Gentleman is actually pretty hard to hit. I just find it kind of funny that the Melee developers went through all this trouble to give Falcon a technical option out of his triple jab, just for the developers at the end of the day to just be like, screw it, let's make it so that Captain Falcon can gentleman in the PAL version just by pressing the A button 3 times.
Keep it down.
Oh, how can you mess that up on PAL?
You shouldn't be.
Just hit it 3 times. You can count to 3, they taught you that in school, Setchi.
Truly remarkable stuff. So if you got to the end of this video, I just want to give you a big thank you. This was my first real piece of YouTube content to work on, and I have many other videos planned to be released soon in the future. So if you like this kind of informative Melee content, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel to get notifications on any of my new uploads. Also, huge thank you to the channels and content creators that I was able to get practical footage from. Those channels and content creators will be listed down in the description below. Also, feel free to follow and donate to my Patreon. Since I'm currently working on more YouTube content to put up, if you want to support the process that helps make videos like this come about, go ahead and help a brother out. This has been Juice Man, and remember, this game is to have fun.